Rylan, Cameron, Ted, did you guys run into any situations, yesterday or last week with your buyers that you want to discuss that we can kind of role play real quick?
The one we had the other day, I keep getting people who are wanting to buy investment properties, and they give me this like standard, I just want a good deal. And that's not really enough to go off of. There's obviously a lot more for their needs analysis that needs to be done.
Perfect. So the basic objection we're talking about here is, I want a good deal. Okay. So Cameron, what does a good deal mean to you? And when would be a good time for us to discuss your investment needs and how we can best accomplish your goals? Would today at 1 or tomorrow at 2 work better? Okay, so just tell me, I just want a deal, send me a deal.
Yeah, I just want something good, something that's good, good cash flow.
Okay, perfect. And I can understand that. We've worked with tons of investors in the past, and we've been through lots of situations before. Personally, I'm also an investor who buys real estate. So when would be a good time for us to sit down and discuss that? Today at 1, tomorrow at 2?
I don't know. I don't want to get burned on something. I know investing's kind of hard, so.
Okay. Well, Cameron, let me ask you this: how many other properties do you currently own?
This will be my first one.
Oh, excellent, excellent. So we're actually just starting the investment process. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah.
You see, one of the ways that we like to work with our investors is we actually believe we're not salespeople. We're simply here as educators and consultants. And where that starts is by sitting down in the office, talking about your needs, how long that you need before you're going to be able to purchase, how we're going to purchase, your criteria for what you want to purchase, and then we'll go find you a good deal. Would today at 1 or tomorrow at 2 be a good time for us to do that?
Let's just do today at 1.
Awesome. Look forward to seeing you then. You guys, that's actually a very real conversation, especially for someone who thinks they're an investor. I'm an investor. I read this Carlton Sheets book at 2 in the morning, and I read the first 5 pages, and I've been watching Flip This House on HGTV, and I'm going to go make $1 million this year. Probably not. And though they do have the potential to grow to be one. And they also have the potential just to be a regular buyer. So what we really need to do is we need to educate them and help them through the process. What are your guys' thoughts? What other objections have we run into? What situations are we seeing? Well, I'll give out another one. One of the ones that we got yesterday was the woman she's an older woman, and this is Lance on our team, and what had been said was, well, I need to discuss it with my daughter. So if they go to a third party or someone else, one of the things that you need to say is, what about discussing it with your daughter is important to you? Or an alternative way, or a way to deal with that objection would be to say, when would be a good time for us to meet with you and your daughter so we can discuss all of this situation? When we're going through the scripts, the main thing that you want to do is you want to figure out just how to isolate the objection and work on overcoming the problem. And that you're not always going to be able to solve it. Don't solve all their problems. Don't give them all the information. Just try to understand it and then try to demonstrate that you are the vehicle to solve the problem. Any more situations? Rylan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I just closed on a transaction that I called the buyer, it's about 15 months ago. And my favorite objection in the book, because it's the one that stumps, even the best of the best on the phones. I call the client, he was a prospect at the time, an internet lead, very cold internet lead. I think it was from like reply.com or something like that. So he had many agents calling him. And I called him up, and this rarely happens, but he was extremely upset. And he said, look, I only have an hour lunch, and you called me at the end of my lunch, and you just wasted 2 minutes of my time, right? And he said, I would appreciate it if you don't ever call me again. And so here's what I said. I said, Isaiah, I said, I appreciate you telling me that. And here's what I need to do for you right now. I need to get you off the phone. And so what I'd like to do is I need to get your address right now, and I'm going to get you off the phone. And you're never going to hear back from me again. But if I don't get your address, I'll have to call. I have to call you again. I just want to send you my information in the mail. And he goes, really? You're not going to bother me? I said, absolutely. Give me your address. I will mail you all my information. And Isaiah, I promise you, I will never contact you ever again. And so he said, okay, well, here's my address, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, good, I got to get off the phone. Bye. Right? Yeah. So I took his address, and I wrote a thank you card. I said, Isaiah, it was a pleasure talking to you today. I said, I hope I could help you in the house, Mountain Lake Terrace, and blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of sent gratitude and thanks. Yep. And, that's something we'll talk a lot about in this training is, I look at sometimes in sales, like sometimes you run into resistance like that. Unfortunately, you have to know some of the techniques to get out of that situation. But for me, it's all about relationship, right? It's all about building trust. It's all about. I just wrote him handwritten notes. Say, hey, Happy Easter, Easter card. And 5 months later, he called me up and said, hey, by the way, I don't remember if you remember who I am, but you called me the other day. Hey, me and my wife want to buy a house. Do you know a good lender that I can get my loan through? We just closed them last month. So my favorite objection to book. He only 5-minute conversation.
And one of the things to understand is, like, guys, every time that you have someone who's genuinely upset, a lot of times they're not upset at you, they're upset about something else. It's an external factor that's coming in to their situation. So do like Ryland did, let go of the outcome, and then just go to how can I help this person. And the funny thing is the people who are upset like that, those become your best clients, and they send you the most referrals because their world was affected. He just wanted to go back to work. Okay, leave me alone, let me go back to work. And then Ryland went the other way and said, I'll leave you alone. You can go back to work. Let me just simply send you some information, and we'll be ready to rock and roll whenever you're ready. And so that's that value selling. So do you want to go through the buyer script with me right now, Ryland?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So let me just add a couple more things to that conversation, right? So, I'm on the phone, and I've learned a sales technique where I do this. I actually do this while I'm actually talking to them. It's called a surrender and comply. It's like, you're at the bank and somebody's got a gun in my head, and I'm like, hey, and I always when they're talking like that, I'm always like, hey, I appreciate you telling me that. I completely understand. That's how you respond to the conversation. Right, is you always surrender and comply, and it's like that that appreciation. I actually always raise my hand like this. I say, hey, I completely understand. The other thing you do there is,
hey, hold on, pause. Okay, so Ted, Cameron, Jason, what happens when he raises his hands like that? What is the person on the other end of the phone hearing?
Backing off.
They actually hear him surrender.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So remember, so much of human nature is programmed into us. And when someone lifts their hands, there's a weight that's lifted off of the rib cage. That his tone and everything changes. The same thing can happen. And I'm going to see if I can stand up. If you put your hands out at your side, like that, just putting your hands out to the side, it also is like, I have nothing to hide. So remember that when we're chatting with our buyers, our sellers, and making these calls and these contacts, your body posture is communicating something. Okay, go ahead, Ryland. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that's a real important piece.
That's really good. And it's kind of funny if like somebody walked down the hall and saw you, doing something.
Yeah, you're on your cell phone walking around, hands in the air.
It looks really funny sometimes, it really does. But it is very powerful. The second piece of that was, he had in a fast pace, right? So I tend to talk very fast until somebody slows. I kind of mirror their pace. So the second, so because he had such a anger and such a frustration, it started with the surrender and comply, but then I kind of went at his pace, right? And at the same tone that he talked to me at, I was talking to him right back in that mirroring action. And then the third thing there was, after the surrender and comply, I'll always have a little bit of a pushback for somebody like that after that. So anyway, just 3 steps of a process. This is just the beginning of this training course. I mean, we'll be able to bounce off so many cool ideas. It'll be awesome. That'll help you guys in different situations.
As everyone is experiencing things, I mean, even if you just email it to us later, or as you remember something, our goal is to discuss each one of these items as they pop up to bring more value to these conversations. With scripts, memorize it. Because when you memorize that script, it'll give you the opportunity to internalize it. And once you memorize and internalize the script, what happens is they become your own words. Because you don't want to be the salesperson. You don't want to be saying the script. You want to memorize it, internalize it, because Jason's going to say it a little bit different. Cameron's going to say it a little bit different. I'm going to say it a little bit different. But if you know what you're saying and where you're going, think of it simply as a roadmap. I'm going to this destination. By using the script, you know where you're going. And what you're going to learn throughout this course and other things that we do is very simply there's only a few objections to everything. So Ted, you're our buyer.
Okay.
And what you're going to do is you're just going to pretend like you're calling it off of a sign. Okay.
Okay.
So whatever you think the buyer asks, just go ahead and ask it. So ring ring. Hi, this is Anton Stentner with the Real Estate Solutions Group. What can I do for you?
Hey, what's the price on the home on 515 Arlo Road?
That is a great property. Hey, tons of people have been calling on that one. Give me a second while I look that one up. Hey, what specifically attracted you to that property?
Well, it's about 5 blocks from my house.
Oh, it's close to your house. So you already live in the neighborhood then. Are you guys thinking about moving?
Yeah.
And then do you guys currently rent a home or do you own a home?
Rent.
Okay, excellent. And then are you on a month-to-month? And I apologize, my computer here, it's really slow. And so I don't have the information up yet. But so you guys rent, are you on a month-to-month or a year lease?
Month-to-month.
Oh, awesome, awesome. And then do you guys plan on paying cash or do you need to obtain financing for this property, sir?
Well, if I could pay cash, that would be wonderful, but probably would be financing.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's good. That's how the most of us do it anyway. And so have you spoken with a lender so you can find a payment that you're comfortable with, sir?
No, not yet. Just trying to figure out what was going on with the house up the street.
Awesome, awesome. Well, here's what I'd like to do. I'd love to sit down with you today, discuss that property there at 123 Main Street, help you with what's happening in the market, and then also help you to understand what it would take for you to be able to purchase that. Would today at 1 or tomorrow at 2 work good for you, sir?
Do you think you could just give me some specifics on the house real quick?
Oh, not a problem. I can totally give you some information on the house. You see, my goal here is just simply to be able to help and serve you at the highest level. And I just want the right to, to be able to earn the opportunity to be your real estate agent of choice. Do you have anyone that you're working with currently?
No, I don't.
Okay, excellent. And then, what was your name again, sir?
Ted.
Okay, Ted, perfect. And then what's a good contact number for you, sir? 206-999-9307. Awesome, awesome. And so, like I said, my goal is to earn the right to be your real estate agent of choice. What would that take, sir? What would I have to do to help you out?
You could start by telling me about house 123.
Okay, so guys, you notice I haven't told him anything about the house. One of the things is people aren't looking for information. They're looking to disqualify the home. And so, honestly, I just need to find out why he's moving there and what he wants and all that stuff. So, Ted, what specific information do you need about the property?
Square footage.
Okay, this
Price.
home is, yeah, not a problem. This home is 2,500 square feet. Is 2,500 square feet the size of home you're looking for, sir?
Yeah, that's good.
And then, so regardless of whatever they say there, so let's just say Ted said, you know, I'm looking for a larger home. I would then say, well, tell me why a larger home is important to you. And then Ted is most likely going to tell me something about his family or his friends or something of that nature. And we're trying to do a basic scenario here of needs analysis. What are their needs? How do the needs relate to their forward, family, occupation, recreation, dreams? And then how does all that tie into their goals? Once we understand the needs analysis to the forward and their goals, I can help them. So tell me you needed 4 bedrooms for your kids.
I need 4 bedrooms for my kids.
Okay, awesome. And you guys already live in the area. So is the school district and the neighborhood really important then, Ted?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't want to move the kids from the school if I don't have to.
I get it. I get it. Well, it did sound like this house wasn't exactly the right one for you. So when would be a good time for us to sit down and discuss what would be the right home for you and finding one that's just a little bit bigger, that's in that same school district, today at 1 or tomorrow at 2, sir?
I think tomorrow would be great.
Awesome, awesome. Hey, and will all the decision makers be present? You know, would your significant other be able to come along on that appointment too?
Well, it'd probably be just me.
Okay, okay. When would be a time that we could meet together so that I can help both of you out all in one session?
Well, she gets home at 5.
Okay, perfect. So would 5:30 work good for you guys then?
Sure. You know, we got a bunch of kids. Is there any way you could come to the house?
Yeah, you know what? Hey, well, we'll come over to the house or bring the kids on with it. It doesn't matter. I've got a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. I get it. You know, let's do this, and it's about them too, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I look forward to meeting with you. And before we get together, would it be all right if I had a lender shoot you a call?
Sure.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And then I got the number here. And then what was your email address, sir?
Yeah, tedamarshall@hotmail.com.
Perfect, perfect. Hey, look forward to meeting with you Wednesday at 5:30. When I hang up here, I'm going to have my business partner, my lender, give you a call, and then we'll just go from there. Is that good, sir?
Sounds good.
Awesome. And then I'm also going to send you just a quick calendar invite. Click, click, click. Boop. Awesome. That's a very real dialogue. Very real.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Okay. Cameron.
There we go.
You ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Do you want to be the agent?
Are we going to do the same script?
We can do the same script. Yeah. Do you want to be the agent?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Hey, I'm calling about 123 Main Street. Is it available?
Yeah, let me pull that up real quick. While I'm pulling up that info, can I ask why you're calling about the house?
Well, you know, we'd like to be able to purchase a home, you know, that's in this area.
Okay. Well, what area is that you're looking?
Well, it's in the you know, it's kind of there by the Mill Creek town center. You know, it's that neighborhood right behind it. I just love that. I love that neighborhood.
Awesome. So what attracted you to that part of town? Is it schools, the area, or just like the style of homes?
Well, you know, my wife really likes the lots back in there, and she likes the idea that we could walk the dog and maybe just walk out that little trail to the town center there. And, you know, it would put my kids in the same school district, too.
Cool, cool. And you've got some kids. So are you looking for like a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom home in that area?
Well, you know, we would love to own a 4-bedroom, but a 3-bedroom would work too. The boys, I mean, they're always together anyway, so 3-4 bed. Really, we want to get a minimum 2-car garage, minimum 3,000 square feet. You know, right around 600.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I mean, it sounds like you guys got a pretty good idea of what you're looking for. I mean, is there a time that I could sit down with me and another agent and see if we can't find you a house that's comparable to this one?
Well, perfect. Well, is this one available or is it sold, sir?
Well, it looks to me like it says it's pending currently, so it could fall through, but you might be out of luck on this one.
Okay.
However, based on what you've told me there, I think that we could definitely find something in that area. Do you know if you're paying cash or financing for this home?
Well, we have a home that we need to sell before we purchase our next one, but I think we could even get financed today. So.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, why don't I have a lender call you and we'll get the ball rolling on that. And then when is a good time you and I could meet up so we could talk about some more goals?
You forgot to alternative choice me.
Yeah. Today at 1 or tomorrow at 2. Is that a good time?
Hey, tomorrow at 2 sounds good, sir. I appreciate your help.
Yeah, tomorrow at 2. I will send you a calendar invite, sir.
So the only thing that you could have done there is maybe add a little value with the off-market, or basically say, hey, you know what, we're going to do whatever it takes. If you want to live in that neighborhood, we're going to call them, we're going to door knock them, we'll find you another home, and we're going to make that happen. I don't know other agents that are providing that value. When would be a good time? Something like that.
Depending on how much time the guy seemed like he had, I might have peppered in something about how I'm from that area and it's a great, walking, that kind of stuff. I like to make it a little bit more personal so that he feels like he's talking to someone who's connected.
Absolutely. Good job, Cameron. Good job.
Thanks.
Jason.
Yeah.
So Cameron is an ISA on our team. He makes phone calls, so he was at a little bit of an advantage there. So do you want to be the buyer or the agent, sir?
Either one, I'm fine.
Okay, you're the agent. I'll be the crazy buyer.
All right.
Okay, so ring.
Keller Williams, this is Jason. How can I help you?
Hey Jason, I'm calling about 123 Main Street. Is that one available, and when can you show it to me?
Oh, great. Okay, 123 Main Street. Hold on, let me pull that up on the computer for you for a second.
Yeah.
Are you from that neighborhood, or what interests you in the house?
Well, we're in from out of town, and I just love this house. I want to buy it.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
So, is it available?
Yeah. Just give me a second. I'm pulling it out on the computer. It's real slow. Looks like it is. We have a lot of interest in that home. I've gotten a lot of calls on it already. It's a great neighborhood. So you picked a good one. That is for sure. Where are you guys from?
We're from Pacoima.
Pacoima. Oh, that's interesting. What brings you to this area?
Well, my wife's family is from here, and I actually finally just got that job transfer, to Boeing, and so we're going to be relocating up to the kind of Puget Sound area.
Sounds like a great move.
Yeah.
You excited?
Yeah, we're actually really excited. We gotta work on getting our home sold though.
Yeah. Okay, well that's not a problem. We can help you do that as well. Yeah. Do you have kids you're moving up here?
Yeah. But they're almost grown. They're in high school. They're not even happy about the move, but we're coming anyway, and so that's not as important to us. We just want to, my wife is really more about the neighborhood, the community, and the look of the house.
Yeah, and she's set on this one, huh?
She just, I don't know, she drove by and then told me to get out here, and we're standing in front of it right now.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. Well, like I said, I have a lot of calls on this one. Looks like it still may be available now. That doesn't mean it won't be later. What I think, in your situation, you being from out of town and coming here, and really looking for a house right away, it probably makes sense for us to meet as soon as possible. We can sit down. I can learn a little bit more about what you're looking for, so we can jump on these properties really quickly because it is a seller's market and they don't stick around in this area. I don't know what they're in Pacoima, but here they don't stick on the market very long. So if I don't know what you're looking for, I can't. It's really difficult for me to help you. So
okay, well we were talking to an agent on those magic interwebs, and they had sent us some stuff.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. I'm not sure about other agents and how they work. Typically, how we work is we like to earn your business. So first and foremost, what that means is you and I and your wife sitting down, for 15, 20 minutes, understanding your goals, your dreams, what you're looking for here. That way, I can help you look for off-market properties that you might not be able to find by driving around, and really keep you abreast of the market. So when something happens like this home that you really like, we can jump on it right away. Does that make sense?
Yep, close.
Yeah, good. So let's see. I typically meet buyers like yourself in the afternoons. I have 1 o'clock today or 2 o'clock tomorrow that's open in my schedule. Which one works for you best?
You know what? My wife is motivated, sir. Let's try to get together today at 1. Does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it today at 1.
Awesome. Hey, good job. I threw you a couple curveballs in there, and you kept moving. One of the things that you could have asked just to protect yourself is after you set the appointment or during the process when I said I had an agent or I had talked to someone, are you committed to the agent would be one thing that you could say, or 2, you could say, are you currently in a buyer's agreement with them? Yeah. And you can, and personally, a lot of the times I like to either immediately say that, or I like to get the appointment and then go back and say, hey, Jason, so I can better serve you when we're meeting. There's a few other questions I'd like to ask you. Is now a good time?
Yeah.
Are you pre-approved? What's your motivation? Are you in a buyer agreement?
That's right. Good qualifier.
Good, yeah, because then you can make sure that, hey, when you meet me from Pacoima and my crazy wife over here, that we're ready to rock and roll, and we haven't committed to someone else.
Yeah.
Good stuff, guys. What other objections or thoughts or situations have we run into that would be good to discuss, or what are our thoughts based on this first set of initial conversations?
People who just don't want to meet. I can do the search on my own. Send me homes. I'll look at them. If I'm interested in one, I'll let you know. But I mean, I don't want to waste my time meeting with you. I can tell you what I'm looking for on the phone.
Yeah, and so why is that? Why do they feel that way?
Well, they don't feel like you add value. There's no value in meeting.
Yes.
We can do everything over the phone. You can send me. There's no value in sitting down with you.
Yes, exactly. So then the question to you, Jason, how can we demonstrate value to them on the phone quickly so that we can earn that business?
Yeah, I don't know. I like the off-market property spin and say, we have access to a lot of off-market properties that you might not have on the internet, and it makes sense to sit down and spend 15 to 20 minutes so we can be on the same page so I can really help you best.
And then one of the things to consider, and I know we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, is based on the individual's personality, we may be able to sell value to their personality. And so, for instance, if they're a detail person, you see, one of the things we specialize in, Jason, is market statistics and helping people to understand the local economy and the market and how that affects their buying power. Okay, or let's just say they're very, they're into golfing. Well, one of the things that we can do to help you is we know these people, or I know this about these golf courses, or let's just say they're a hardcore driver, and for them it's not about wasting time and money. Then maybe you, like Rylan was saying, we jump up our rate of speech and we say, well, hey, Jason, check this out. I can guarantee you, if you and I get together, I'm going to save you time and money, and that is your goal, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, that's a good spin.
So one of the things to be cognizant of, guys, as we're doing this and as we're thinking about it, is who is the person I'm talking to, and then what creates value for them.
Yeah.
And so as we're doing needs analysis, and then we're going into Ford, listen to those Ford things and try and figure out who the person is, because if, for instance, cars are important to them, and they're talking about meeting and buying a home in Redmond, and you go, oh, well, have you ever been to Redmond Town Center to see the exotics when they come in and do their regular car shows? All of a sudden, your rapport level, just like Cameron was talking about, just went through the roof with that individual. So we have to make sure we're listening and we're asking really good questions.
Here's another quick tidbit on that conversation you guys are having. When they want to, do the Redfin thing, right? I just want to go look online myself. I have Zillow, I have Redfin, and that's know your market extremely well. That's a powerful tool to know your market inside and out. So let's say you came to me with that, and you're looking in West Seattle. So I said, Jason, are you familiar with the Monterey shape of the Elk School District? And so here. So let me role play this, Anton, real quick. So are you familiar with the Monterey shape of the Elk School District in West Seattle?
No. What's that, Ryland? Whoa.
So here's why you want to work with somebody that has Flip 45 homes and has a ton of experience in real estate investing, because you're looking in West Seattle, and the crazy thing about West Seattle is that you're going to find that anything in the Alki School District, from my experience, I purchased a couple homes in the Alki School District, and the prices would always appreciate. You could go, I don't know if you looked around 31st and Roxbury in West Seattle, and there's a Monterey shape. So if you go 5 blocks north, that's an Alki School District. If you go 5 blocks south and hit that where used to be the bowling alley there in West Seattle on Roxbury Bowling Alley, prices in that area always don't do as well as the prices 5 blocks north, which is crazy.
No
so
way.
One of the things, it's absolutely nuts. And so one of the things that you're going to want some help with is you're going to want to work with an experienced agent that can tell you the difference between 5 blocks north and 5 blocks south. So so have you looked in the area, and what area are you thinking about in that area? Like, do you have some specifics on that?
Well, we have some specifics. We were just trying to get one of those newer homes that's in the area, because there is a lot of older homes there. And I'm just a single guy, and so I don't have time to sit there and fix it up. But I didn't know what you just said. No one's ever said that to me before.
I'm so glad you brought up that point, Anton, because one of the things you got to be careful in West Seattle is that if you go down Delridge, right? There's I don't know if you drove around there, and there's a Home Depot in Delridge. There's a couple one-off homes in that area that are built by small-time builders. I actually know some of those builders, and you got to be really careful, because sometimes, like I'll give an example of a home that I purchased in West Seattle. It was on 31st Avenue. It was a 5,000 square foot home that actually, when we got inside the home, the studs were actually glued together. Crazy thing. So
no way.
You just got to be a little bit careful in that specific area, and I can tell you from experience that some of those homes, some of the workmanship. And I don't know if I was telling you this before, but I used to work as a general contractor, and you want to work with somebody experienced that can walk you through the process.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just chiming in on like how to add value, right? You got to know your market. That's the thing.
Know your market, add value, and then once you've added some value, ask for the commitment. Hey, let me. And so it's called fear of loss. I'm just going to pretend to be Ryland here for 2 seconds. Hey, Ryland, let me help you avoid those pitfalls of that neighborhood and protect your interest. Would today at 1 or tomorrow at 2 be a good time for us to help you do that? And so once you've added value, just tie it down and listen to what I was saying, because I got all scared there for a second. I was like, oh, I've never heard that. And then maybe Ryland says to me right after that, a lot of our clients have said the same thing, that they've never heard stuff like that. And our goal is to educate them about the market and to help them to make the best decisions possible and to avoid overpaying or getting a piece of junk house. When would be a good time for us to help you? Just really listen inside of these conversations. Anyone else have another thought or an idea to play off of this? This has been a great discussion, guys. This is really good scripts.
Hey, what's awesome is like, people are at different, some people are just starting, some people have a couple months experience. So it'd be kind of cool to go through this whole process and see people, come up with more problems, objections, and be able to dialogue that, because just knowing that people are at different stages. I know Ted is he's just fresh off of the getting your license state, right? He's not even licensed yet, so he's just about to get his license. So it'd be kind of cool to walk that journey throughout the process.
Exactly. Where did he start? Where is he going?